Welcome to another DSCI Insights session. Today I have a privilege to speak with Djordje Lazić, the CEO of TubeIQ and a very active member of DSCI. As we have the promise from before, we are always focusing on the business insights transforming supply chain. In that sense, I'm happy to be with Djordje here and to start the dialogue about the role of business platforms and their impact on supply chain transformation. So Djordje, welcome.
Thank you, Marko.
Let's kickstart with something which basically defines the role of the business platforms within supply chain transformation. So from your experience and TubeIQ experience, seeing across the industries, what do you think that complies first?
Using digital platforms, not only in supply chain but across the industries, just like you said, has multiple benefits for the companies. As we are all aware, digital transformation is present for almost more than 15 years right now in our lives, and we need to transform the businesses not only digitally but also in all other terms in order to stay competitive on the markets. So for last decade we are helping companies to, let's say, tackle with all the challenges that they have during that digital transformation journey, and helping them not only with providing them with some kind of the digital platforms, but also with some kind of the change management which comes always after the implementation of the digital platforms. And my experience says that multiple benefits can affect the companies. Some companies act faster. They can faster go to the market. They can provide more information to the customers. They can empower the customers, provide better, let's say, insight to customers about their products and the services they are offering to them. And on the other side, not only empowering the customers is important to companies, but also empowerment of the employees. And using digital platforms, companies can also empower their employees to act faster, to provide better service and better products to the end customers. Also, as we are all aware that having the digital platform in a company, you have a large amount of the data. Those data can affect decision-making processes. Whenever you have a lot of data in front of you, you can make better decisions based on the data and steer your business in the right way and right way.
So you mentioned two very important things and aspects. One thing is related to the information which is coming externally and internally, and on the other side, the customer data and company data, right? So having that in mind, always having third-party solutions or having digital business platforms, no matter if it's for process or for the experience, the question of reliability, trust, and cybersecurity comes in place. So how do you see that the companies who are leading the business platforms can guarantee that in today's world?
There are multiple ways, and just like you said, you cannot imagine at this point of time, you cannot imagine to have only one digital solution as an island solution or piece of software in your company and do everything using that piece of software. Right now we are talking about integrated solutions, not only integrated internally with software systems in the company, for example, integrated with ERP, integrated with some production software or something like that, asset management software, but also integrated with various sources from outside of the company. And there are a lot of information system right now providing open data, so you can actually collect open data and use them in your decision-making processes. Tackling the cybersecurity is always a question, of course, and not only the cybersecurity in terms of transformation data or gathering the data, but also security in terms of not security but reliability of the data or accuracy of the data. So you need to validate the sources first, and then in order to decrease the risks.
So validation of sources interconnectedness of the platforms and the legacy softwares is something what's happening. And then brings me to the next question, which in supply chain transformation is something very, very interesting today. That's how you can use the digital technologies for ESG reporting. Most of the large companies, and especially the companies who are publicly traded, have to do reporting. The key thing and the question around it is, how you validate data, where the data comes from, how you aggregate the data at one place. Can digital business platforms and this interconnectedness you mentioned play a role with it and improve the way of how companies can report?
Yes, definitely. Because if we are talking about big companies, and multiple and huge number of the partners they are actually cooperating with in order to provide the final service or final product to the customers. They are all in a chain that need to be considered when you are creating the final report, for example. So digital platforms can actually help in order to gather all relevant data, not only from inside of the company, but for external companies you are cooperating with or external sources, for example. And in most of the time, digital solutions can validate those data and automatically create reports based on the collected data. So having that in mind, I think that, actually our previous experience showed us that we decreased a lot the time actually spent in order to create one report like ESG report, not only in the companies that are publicly traded, but also like financial institutions which are obliged to have those policies in place.
For the companies who are considering to take new digital business platform or change the digital business platform, what do you see as main risks?
Main risks, I think that just like in any other case when we are talking about the business, the trust is most important thing. So first of all, you have to choose wisely who are you partnering with in order to deliver it to you a digital platform or digital solution or those kind of things. On the other side, internally you have a risk of adaptation of people or employees to the chosen one. And the third one is actually to choose wisely what do you want to transform or what do you want to digitalize. Because not everything inside of the company could be digitalized and fully automated. So that's why you need a good plan, and after that you need to have something like we usually do something like pilot projects when we are helping our customers to choose wisely based on our experience what would be the content of the pilot projects. So they can actually see with hands-on how we are actually doing and transforming all the processes, and on the other side to give a chance to their employees and internal organization to adopt the new digital platforms.
Thank you, Djordje, for sharing the things you said. There are three main areas I think everybody can benefit from, which you mentioned. The first one is that basically there should be trust. The trust in between the company selected and then the company who is choosing the digital business platform. The second one is the commitment from the teams, from the company who is integrating the solution for the execution of it, and then as well making it a valuable tool within companies' operations. And then the third thing is basically focus on the right things to transform, right? And this is where you help the companies with your pilot projects, we can call it that way. DSCI calls it the proof of value, as a new token for building the trust and relationship in between the company and the supplier in that sense, and basically taking the step forward, improving the value for everyone. Having these things in mind, I think we can round up the discussion with a single advice from your side, having in mind your experience, your focus across various industries, for those who are thinking of integrating a digital business platform or adding a new one into their system. So what would be one single advice you will share with the audience?
To choose wisely, reliable team that will commit just like they will commit as a company in order to succeed with succeed with implementation of digital platform, which is the first one, and then to start small, to choose some small portions of the businesses that they want to digitalize, to try, and then based on the result to continue with planning and implementation, of course.
Thank you very much, Djordje, for being with us. We can round up the discussion with great advice from Djordje, meaning that you should be focused on the right thing, you should start small and have a committed team. So thank you for being with this part of Digital Supply Chain Insights, and stay tuned for more.